I'm Brianna, and the book I read is called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. It's by Jesse Andrews, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because it follows the serious topic of cancer. However, while the author is writing about cancer, he takes sort of a crude and humorous point of view on it, which is new and refreshing and really fun to read and keep along with, just because I relate to sarcasm pretty well. But it's also gets to the point where I was really wanting for the character to have to actually show some emotion, but I never really got that. The main conflict of this book is the character Greg. He's a senior in high school. His mom tells him that one of his old friends, who he's more of acquaintances with now, Rachel, is diagnosed with leukemia. She asks him to go see her, talk to her, and try and make her feel better. And to please his mother, he does this. While he's doing this, he actually becomes friends with her. But even though they're actually friends now, he never feels sad about her dying because it actually hasn't happened yet. And he explains that multiple times of, he knows that she is dying, but he's not sad because it actually hasn't happened. And so he's very relatable in the way that, seniors and just high school students, we want to be friends with everyone, which is what Greg is trying to do, as he explains in the book. And sometimes that doesn't really go our way. Not only that, but what do you do with death? And so he's a very relatable character, and it's a very relatable book, which is its main appeal, I think. A little excerpt that describes this is at the end of the book. And it says, "There was just something about her dying that I had understood but not really understood, if you know what I mean. I mean, you can know someone is dying on an intellectual level, but emotionally it just hasn't hit you. And when it finally does, that's when you feel bad about it." This is what Greg experiences, and I think anyone can kind of relate to that if you've had a similar experience. So if you like books that are a bit sarcastic and crude and humorous, but also follow a little bit more of a serious topic like cancer, this is a really good book for you. If you obviously like relatable characters, this has a really nicely developed and interesting relatable character to read about. It's also not too sad. The Fault in Our Stars is really, really sad, but this isn't nearly as sad as that. And even though it sounds like a love story, it's not. So if you're afraid of reading it just because of the love story, don't be, because it's a really good read, and you're missing out if you don't.